What's that?
Where my whips go by.
Stand on those things.
All right, hold on, I'm already on.
What was it again?
829.
Oh, I just need part of it. So
173. 8700. Are you guys still driving?
We just left about 10 minutes ago.
Oh my goodness.
All right, what
Yeah.
8289 173.
289?
Yes, 289.
Oh, I might have typed in the wrong one.
Is everybody on? We're still trying to type the code in.
No, you're good. We still got to get everybody else on.
Yeah, I might have just typed the wrong one in though in our 80 grid. Josh, you can't call on me if I start driving.
Yeah, she's going to start driving here in a second.
No, I did write in 289.
Why can't I turn the other way? Is there a copper on?
I don't know.
I'm going to turn. Whatever. Oh, mute yours out.
I'm going to.
Okay. Who we missing here? Who we missing here? Okay, sorry guys. Everybody's running me down here last minute, trying to get on this. Who are we missing?
If you're not here, raise your hand.
Joy's on, Franny's on.
Message Craig, will ya?
Okay, Sante, Malone, Katie. All right. I believe we actually have this recorded here as well. Let's see here. G3. Gosh, great. Okay, got this. All right. You guys all ready?
We're ready.
Yeah.
Yay! All righty. Dovin. Oh, that's what we're missing. Dovin.
Oh, yeah. Is he driving?
Yeah, he's sitting right next to me. That's why I'm trying to think of a name that's not on this thread. I'm like, what the heck? And he's sitting right next to me. So
Brilliant.
the good news is you too can become a 2-star ambassador. So congratulations. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and just dive right into this. I hope you all got your pen and your piece of paper. Let me go. Make sure I got the part 1. Lesson plan. 2. Right now. Okay, guys. Now this right here, I haven't even got a chance to go through this yet, okay, just because of the day that we've actually had. So I'm going to do my best to deliver. I haven't practiced in my head. The last week I was with you guys, I practiced. I had examples. I used metaphors, stuff that I could help, relate back to you guys. So you guys forgive me for not having any of this stuff pre-done here for you guys, because I just got it today, literally. So you guys okay with that? Guys aren't going to yell at me? Okay, it's not going to be delivered like it was last week. Last week I was like well prepared. This week I literally just got this stuff a few hours ago, so got to bear with me on this here. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, maybe, somehow. Okay, so last week I want to go over a recap of what you guys learned last week. Somebody goodness. Everybody's asking for the code. Make sure you all store this in your phone. Okay. Last week, what we did is last week we went. What we did is we learned about VET, VI Events Training, being an entrepreneur, the Why Dream Crusades, the 4 levels of learning, the goal of becoming a 4-level learner. Did that resonate with anybody last week? The 4 levels of learning. I don't know if did that hit anybody in particular. Did I lose y'all?
Yes. This is Morna. I don't know if you can see me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So the 4 levels of learning, did that hit anybody in particular last week, listening to that 4 levels of learning?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah, I'm driving, so I can't unmute myself always. But yes, I love it.
Perfect. Okay, so what that did is, guys, that brought me back to like my first days when I first I always tried to go back to like what was it after 0 to 9 months of not having success to all of a sudden literally, and I remembered it was the Drive to RD program, and we did everything so similar to this. It was the content, it was the verbiage. It let me know every stage as an entrepreneur I was going through. That 4 levels of learning hit me like really hard. So joining a challenge group kit. We learned about that. Joining a challenge group. Another one that really resonated too, that, even though I've been in for a long time, but was the 3x3x4, the residual income. The 3x3x4. Does anybody remember what it was? 3x3x4, $99 kit, or 3x3x4, the Premier kit. Does anybody remember the numbers on that?
I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, 1,700 and then 3,600.
570 for the 3x3x4 shape kit, and 3,700 Premier kit. Same amount of people, all just on a different Premier kit. So, real quick, what I want to recap is what did you guys pull from last week? I don't want to take too much time on this, but let's just go once around real quick. What did you guys pull from the first lesson plan last week? I want to know just what everybody pulled. So just your top thing that you pulled.
This is Mark. I got I pulled the tip, which is a good thing with the tool, invite, and present. That's the one thing I like about that.
Perfect.
It's Pam. I got mindset, skill set, and leadership. Levels of learning.
Love it.
This is Morna. I like the red apple and the green apple and the squishy apples because I would go for any apple. So that really helped me a lot to understand that.
I love that one too, Morna. That one really stuck out with me.
I enjoyed Rod's video quite a bit, talking about the networking and expanding who you think and who to contact and prospect them. So I did get a lot out of that one.
Love it. Who was that? Is that Adam?
Yep.
All right. Dovin's GPS is yelling at him. How do you shut this off here? We already know where we're going from here. Let's shut this off here. Oh, that's how you shut it off? All right, perfect. All right. Who else? What else did you guys pull from that?
I like Kyle's training, why that makes you cry, and the crusade and the dreams and all that.
Love it. What did you pull from that?
I guess the why that makes you cry, like I get it. Like I guess I didn't get it before. And then the crusade, it just makes sense. I like didn't put two and two together. So I heard it from him, I guess.
Love it. All right, let's get a couple more. If you haven't sounded off, take yourself off mute. And don't be afraid to shout out. I want to hear everybody. This is my drive to my AD program. These are my future ADs. These are my future RDs, shareholders.
Hey, Josh, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I like the Apple thing. I was trying to think of something else, but I'm focusing on my calendar because that hit hard with me with the meeting. I gotta manage my calendar before I lose it.
Oh, yeah. Control your calendar, or your calendar will control what?
Me.
You.
You. Okay, let's get two more.
Repetition, repetition, repetition.
Repetition, repetition, repetition. Love it. Who else? Come on, one more. Let's go. Let's go.
This is Rachel here, and I'll say something real quick. I know I'm not running for AD, but I just was so inspired by learning more of what all your whys are, because I don't think you guys understand how much momentum that gives me and Josh and your mentors, because when we come to you, now we know how to help you fight for your dreams. So I was inspired by all of y'all.
Love it. Great job. All right. Well, let's go ahead and dive right in here to week 2 of the lesson. Now, the reason why I want to make sure that we're all getting engaged, is that is actually one of the VIisms of our company, is be engaged. And so if you're just jumping on this Zoom and you're kind of just limping in, or if you don't really have both feet in, you're not really committed. So the purpose of this right here, the reason why we signed that contract is because we are what?
Committed.
Committed. We're not dabbling or doing anything like that. This right here is all helping us jump out of our comfort zone and being engaged with each other. Now, all of us on this particular vid right here, I'll tell you a reason why this is so important. Because do you guys ever learn anything from each other?
Yes.
Very much so.
We're always learning stuff from each other. So the reason why it's so important that every single one of us sound off at all times, no matter what, whether we're busy, whether we, whatever it is, we didn't have quite the success, maybe we're in a bad mood, is because we are only as strong as our weakest link, and we will not ever leave anybody behind. So it is so important that every single person, every single one of us is putting our value into this lid. Because if you're not giving value, you're what?
Not committed.
Now, if you're not giving, then you're what?
Not growing.
You're taking.
You're taking.
Oh.
If you're not giving, you're taking. So, yes, all those answers that you just rattled off, those were all right answers. So, let's go ahead and dive into first lesson 1 here. The action steps, that you're going to want to take coming out of this one. The key learnings, we already know what the key learnings were. But the action steps from now is, what you're going to want to focus on next is every single person has a list of what? Right now.
100 people.
100 people. So your action steps from this week to next week is to grow your list from 100 people to 300 people. Now, I know you guys might be sitting here saying to yourself, well, I don't know 300 people. I don't know 500 people. Guys, do you guys know who, guess how well I knew Bonsai when I first got started? You guys remember that one? How well did I know Bonsai?
You didn't know him, you knew of him.
I knew of him. The majority of all my top money earners that I actually have in my business today or that I've enrolled were people that I knew of. Okay, people that I knew of. So the average person, by the time they're 18, they actually know 1,000 people by their first name. They've met 1,000 people by first name. So now's the time where we just literally start expanding our list. Don't prejudge or do anything like that. Go to old email accounts that you might not use anymore. Go to old Facebooks. You guys actually know how I enrolled quite a few people on social media, and it wasn't Facebook. Guess what I found? A few old people I totally forgot about.
MySpace.
MySpace. I went up and opened up my old MySpace account. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's 30 people here I totally forgot about. Could not believe it. I remember those. So expand your list, 100 to 300 to 500 names. Set your Premier Kit monthly delivery. You guys should have already done that by now. Have 2 challenge hours. Have your first challenge party list. Schedule. Okay.
Hey, Josh, that challenge hour today is, they said something about us having a code. Is there a code for that after this call? Can you let us know?
The challenge party from the night?
Yeah.
The challenge party from tonight, yeah, that's for your customers or brand new promoters that were there.
Okay.
So they wouldn't be able to check in unless you had somebody there. So what we did last week is we had to set our what kit?
Is it custom kit?
Premier Kit. How many challenge hours did we have scheduled? And who on the call here did at least one challenge hour and actually had a challenge party scheduled? Who all on the call has their challenge party? Actually, you know what? Who doesn't have their challenge party scheduled? Let's do that. Who does not have their challenge party scheduled? Kelvin?
I don't, Josh, because I'm actually leaving Thursday for Florida. My plan was to have 2 that first week I come back.
Okay, is that going to be in April?
Yes.
Okay, let's just schedule them. Let's get them in the books because I want to make sure I'm in as many parties as possible. And for those of you guys that are going to have 10 or more people, I want to start getting the founders and some of the founders lid groups in your guys' parties. So Josh does not, or Mark does not, Dovin does not. Who else does not have their party scheduled in the books?
I want to do one Thursday.
You're doing one Thursday?
Yes, I would like to do one Thursday if you're available.
Actually, yes. Get with Buzzard on that one. We're gonna we'll talk later tonight or tomorrow on that one, okay? Because I should be in Grand Rapids, but I might not go now. So, okay, who else?
I don't yet because I'm still I just recovered from being ill all week, but I'm going to look at the calendar tomorrow and get it booked.
Perfect. Yep. Let's get those bad boys booked ASAP. Hope you're feeling better, by the way. You little sicko. Told you not to drink the water out there.
I wasn't drinking the water. It was the alcohol.
Okay. All right. There you go. And so here's one. Who has scheduled a higher level 2-on-1 sit down so far? I haven't gotten one request yet. Who's got a 2-on-1 high level sit down that they want to sit down and talk with?
I kind of do.
Kind of do?
I kind of do.
Okay. Indulge.
Dr. Harpum.
Who?
Dr. Harpum.
Good. You've talked to him. He's interested. He wants more information.
No, I haven't even talked to him. But Courtney was just there a little bit ago. But he does know a lot of people, and he's in that field of medical. So
right. But everybody knows the doctor. Everybody knows the personal trainer. So the conversation, I'll give you guys a recap on that conversation last week. So some of the conversations I had when I first got started, here's how you schedule those higher level contacts. Do you guys want to know how to get a higher level contact person in your business that will bring in 10, 15, 20 people?
Right.
Dovin, did that help you with the conversation I used for you guys earlier?
It has.
Okay. So, well, the one on the way when I told you about the higher influential people. Did that help? That verbiage you said that it made it sound easy?
It made it sound easy.
Okay, here, we'll try this one. Good. So, guys, how many people on here, and be honest, how many of you guys are afraid to even talk to your high influential person because they probably make way more money than you, or you don't think that they would ever be interested in something like this, or you're not even making $1,000, $2,000 a month yet, so why would you go talk to them? How could you possibly go to talk to them? Is that going through anybody's head?
I had
Discomfort level.
Comfort level? Who else? Heard a guy's voice.
I had one like that where I told you he's most likely going to be my 10. And after talking with Nick tonight, I have a new approach to it. So I should have him scheduled very soon if I follow the plan on how me and Nick talked in our meeting today.
Now explain how Nick talked to your meeting, because you know what? If Nick's is better, I'm going to shut up. So how did Nick tell you to approach that?
Well, Nick pretty much, instead of just talking about the business, is pretty much going up to him and asking him for his help. But talking to him as in, you know, you're very successful in what you do. I see you're very great on getting customers. You know, I started a new adventure. Would you help me and look at it?
Yep. Perfect. Perfect. And then there's a couple of y'all that have people that are sitting on the fence that want to promote. And then that's a really simple conversation you can have there as well. So, for instance, the conversation I used to have is, look, here's the deal. I know you've been following. I know you know what I'm doing. I know you're very busy, and you know how much I look up to you, right? I would stroke their ego, and I would say, here's the deal. I'm willing to work my butt off. I know you don't have a lot of time, but I know you have the network of people to bring to me. I'm willing to go out there and work directly with you guys. I'm willing to work your network if you're willing to help me, and in return, I'll make sure that you're compensated for everything. You know, I just went straight at some people sometimes. I didn't beat around the bush or anything like that. I just stroked their ego and said, I don't have anywhere near the amount of influence level that you do, but what I do know is that we're saving a lot of lives here. We're helping make people make a lot of money, and we're helping people lose a lot of weight. And if you'd be interested in being my partner, introducing me to all the people, I'm willing to go run with them. You know, that was my approach to a couple of these folks. And that's how we got a lot of the higher influential people. And what happened was the 0 to 9 months, the difference was the 0 to 9 months, no success. The next 90 days, I had 10 influential people in my business. Do you guys think that my EPS count went way higher when I had 10 influential people in my business? Dude, they were bringing me people left and right. So, sorry I went a little bit deeper into that one, but a lot of people tend to skip over that one. So definitely schedule those 2-on-1 sit-downs, and it's a simple conversation. Listen, I don't care if you do this or not. I just want you to hear exactly what I got going on. Last week's goal was 1 customer and or 1 promoter. Next step. Okay, so who got their 1 customer or their 1 promoter last week?
I did.
Hey, who's that?
Pam.
Pam, great job.
Yeah.
Pam, I am. Pam, I am. I love it. I'm going to use that from now on. Who else? Actually, Craig. Craig got his customer in. Great job, Craig. Bree got her promoter in. Great job, Bree. Oh, she's not on here for me to even give her the props. Anybody else? Anybody else got somebody borderline on the fence, a promoter just sitting on the fence, ready to go?
I do.
Shantae?
Yes.
Customer right on the fence, promoter right on the fence?
I have customer and promoter.
Great job. Oh, yeah, Christine, she's ready to go.
She is like happen to go.
Great job, guys. Great job. Now, for everybody else that didn't get their customer and their promoter, you guys are actually kicked off, so better luck in May. Just kidding. Just kidding. Now, if couple here, right. I know. No, that's not the purpose of this right here, is to make people feel bad. You know, I'll go over this in a little bit. How many people love the fact that you're off on a new venture of the entrepreneurial roller coaster ride? How many people love the entrepreneurial roller coaster ride, where you're excited 1 minute, low the next minute, excited 1 minute, low the next minute? Who loves the entrepreneurial roller coaster ride? Anybody yet?
I love roller coasters. Love roller
Oh,
coasters.
man.
Ha ha.
I tell you what, it's enough to make a grown man cry. I used to drive myself nuts in this business. So last week's goal, so what you're going to want to do is your current customers that you have, start adding them to your current month. So April's challenge class, start gathering little groups, all your customers. If you don't have all your previous customers in the challenge class, invite them to April's challenge class and start putting all your customers together in little Facebook classes, okay? So like little Facebook groups, put all your customers in there. Why is it a smart idea to put all your customers together in a Facebook message?
Support each other.
Support each other. Be there for each other. So what you're going to want to do is send them a welcome call. Do a welcome, send them a welcome video. So, hey, it's Mark. I just want to say thank you so much for believing in me. Yada, yada, yada. What's that guy's name that's down 22 pounds in 17 days?
My buddy Scott.
So, hey, Scott, it's Mark here. I just want to tell you, great job. Thank you so much for putting your trust in me, and great job for being 22 pounds down in 17 days. What would happen if you put that in that little Facebook message group and you had 4 or 5 other customers on there and they just seen that? What just happened to your customers?
They just grew. They believe in you.
You just got from their head now to their heart.
Yep.
Huge, huge. Invite them to a challenge group. So make sure you're finding a challenge group locally around them. Invite them to the challenge group. Help them go social and schedule a VIP rewards party for them. All your promoters, make sure that you're getting them on a GST, a welcome call, setting their schedule, everything. Okay, so that's last week's. Let's dive into the goal for week 2 and the lesson plan. So the goal for week 2, anybody want to take a guess on what the goal is for week 2?
Double, week 1.
Double. What you're going to want to go for in week 2, and the reason why you're going to want to double what you've done is, what did you do the whole first week? You're planning what?
Seeds.
Seeds. You're planting seeds, your first week. And what you're doing is, sometimes it can get really frustrating when you're doing this business. So, guys, what happened was when I first was doing this, I was excited one minute, and then I was depressed the next minute. I was excited the next minute, like people would start to be interested, and then it almost seemed like, Franny's screen sharing for us all. So what happened was I would be like hot one minute, but then I would be like down the next minute. Everybody thinks that when I was in here, I shot straight up all the time. But do you guys think that I had more ups or more downs?
More downs.
Way more downs. And partly because is I didn't have the skill set developed yet. I didn't have the alligator skin developed yet. I wanted instant gratification because I was so broke, because I wanted this so bad. I wanted it to happen when? Now. I wanted people to jump now. And one of the big skill sets I learned is I was walking around hunting people. Okay? I was walking around hunting people with my rifle, looking for the next person I could peg off to get in my business. But once I stopped hunting people and I actually started developing relationships with people and realizing it wasn't going to happen overnight, I was planting a lot of seeds. I was actually intentionally wondering why it was from them. And what happened was as soon as I stopped hunting people, and guess what happens when you're hunting people? How do they feel?
They run.
They run because they feel hunted. Because I was a hunter, they felt hunted. And I was so aggressive with this, but what happened was I say what happened a lot was, so it's something that's not going to get over. My first no, I was down, and then I would do a Facebook post, and then I would get excited again. But how many of you guys know, how many of you guys figured out already that shares and sharing shakes, recipes, and everything, that doesn't give you crap for responses or traction on Facebook?
I haven't done it, so I don't know.
What do you guys think the most traction that you guys ever get on Facebook with your vibe posts are? What is it usually?
Your
Personal stories.
Personal transformations. What's that?
Pictures and video.
Yeah, pictures and video of yourself on the challenge. Actually marketing yourself. If you're sitting around looking for the magical post to put out there every single day, you're never going to find it. You're never going to find it, and you're only going to get frustrated. And even when you do find a good post of a transformational story, it even gets really, or even your own personal success, if you get like 50, 60, 70 likes and like 20, 30 comments, how many people know that, how many of you guys know that even if somebody's really interested, sometimes they might not jump right out and say, hey, I'm interested, sign me up for the Premier Kit.
I do.
I do.
Doesn't that frustrate some of you guys?
Yes.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh my gosh, to no end. Like, and isn't it really more frustrating when somebody's been telling you they need to lose 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds and they've been talking about it forever?
Yeah.
There's somebody that wants to become a promoter and they need to make $400, $500, $600 a month and they're just sitting around waiting.
Or they don't have a job.
Or they don't have a job or just anything, you know what I mean? It's just like, that stuff, this business can get so frustrating. My best advice I can give you guys is don't get too excited. They might be the one, but I'm not waiting. That always knocked me out. I would bring in a promoter, and I remember one time I brought in a promoter. Guess what they did 3 days later? As soon as they got their kit, and as soon as somebody told them no, guess what this promoter did?
Quit.
But they not only didn't even quit, guess what they did?
Freaked out and sent it back?
They sent it back for a refund.
Had that one too.
They sent it back for a refund. Knocked me right on my butt. Boom, down. Oh, man, guess what? Blah, blah, blah. So what I really had to do was I had to learn how to stay at an even pace. Like, I had to get excited. Like, inside I would get excited, but I never set myself up for failure, okay? So I remained on a constant incline. Instead of doing a roller coaster ride all the time, I just remained myself. And what it requires, guess what type of intelligence it requires to not be on an emotional roller coaster ride? Guess what type of intelligence it takes to not be on an emotional roller coaster ride?
Leadership.
No.
No?
Leadership intelligence? What's that? No, there's type of intelligence that you're going to have to remind yourself of constantly.
I don't know.
Emotional intelligence. So there's IQ and there's EQ. I did not really have a big EQ when I first got in. I probably had an IQ as far as it come to like sales and stuff like that, but I did not have a very high EQ. You guys ever see that message of like Kermit? You guys ever see that meme of Kermit the Frog when somebody when he's talking about how he's responding, angrily typing at the post when somebody makes a bad post or starts talking smack on a post? You guys ever see that Kermit the Frog meme where he's sitting there going nuts, typing at the typewriter, responding back to somebody's hater message? Anybody ever seen that?
No.
Oh my, there's got to be somebody on here. Okay, never mind. So anyways, when somebody when somebody would start talking smack, I just let it go. When somebody started talking smack on a product or scaring one of my promoters started talking smack, I just let it go. Because there's way too many good and positive things going out there in your business. Whatever you concentrate on the most and whatever you think about the most, that is what your life is. So if you're constantly thinking negative stuff, guess what your life is?
Negative.
If you're constantly thinking positive stuff all the time and positive things are going to come into your life, guess what continues to come into your life? Positive.
Positivity.
You are who you believe you are. Okay? Write that down. You are who you believe you are. Okay? You guys are who you believe you are. So the entrepreneur roller coaster, stay level is key. I went really high into that, so I'm going to breeze by the rest of this stuff. So activity versus productivity. So where do you spend your time? So where I spend my VI time is IGAs. 60% retention, 20%, I spend 60% of my time in IGAs. Does anybody know what IGAs are?
No.
Income generating activities.
Income generating activities. So what's an income generating activities?
Whatever makes money.
Yep. So for instance, give me some examples. Huh? No. Yeah, kind of. That would. What's an IGA?
Challenge hours.
Yes, IGA would be a challenge hour. Talking to somebody out in public at a Walmart, I went and strictly focused all my time on that. Getting samples out is a 2-on-1 a challenge hour. I'm sorry, an IGA. Is going over to somebody's house that will not come over to your house for a challenge party and playing the video and mixing them up a shake. Is that an IGA?
Yes.
That right there is actually called taking what?
Initiative?
Initiative. That right there is actually taking initiative. Success does not come to you. You go to it. But we all want success to come to us because they're complaining about it all the time. So that right there is an income generating activity. So what I did is I probably spent 70% of my time in income generating activities all the time, talking to a brand new promoter, reaching out to 3 brand new people a day. I remember my goal was to put my upline on the phone with 3 people every single day. My goal was to put somebody on my upline on the phone with 3 people every single day. Some of you guys all know who my old upline was, and I used to literally bug them all the time. And they weren't even that qualified to be answering some of the questions and doing that type of stuff. So 20% of my time and your guys' time will be stayed in retention. So what's retention? Somebody said it earlier. 60% is spent in IGAs, income generating activities. 20%, 20/circle thing is spent on what?
Retention.
Retention. What's retention?
Keeping what you got.
Keeping what you got. Do you guys know it takes way less energy to keep the customers that you already have than to go out there and get new ones? So when you bring in all your customers, the key is to keep them all in. What's a couple of retention things that you guys could do for your customers?
Weigh-in Wednesdays.
Weigh-in Wednesdays. Welcome videos. Welcome calls. Celebrating. Let's, for instance, there's a bunch of people that all their customers and promoters have just got done finishing their 90-day challenges, and a lot of them had great success. What would be a really cool thing that you could do for a couple of your customers or a couple of your promoters? What would be a really cool thing that you guys could do for them to celebrate?
Rewards.
Is it a VIP party or
What if you guys did this? What if you guys got with somebody's significant other and did a surprise challenge bash? What if you got with one of your customers that just dropped 20, 30, 40 pounds with you, and you got a surprise challenge bash and brought some of their family and friends over? Wouldn't that be a really cool way to get their business exposed and to celebrate them? They will stay on another 90 days with you. And then the other 20% of your time you guys are going to be looking for is education. So 60%, I said it, 60%. 60% is in IGAs, 20% is in retention, 20% is in education. How many people spend 80% in education?
Me.
Of their VI time?
I have been doing a lot of education.
How do we get good at running? Do we get good at reading about running, Zooming about running, talking about running, or running?
Running.
Doing it.
Running, doing it, falling on your face. Falling on your face. So 10 hours a week. If you're putting 10 hours a week into VI, which is basically an hour and 15 minutes, 6 hours should be in income generating activities, 2 hours retention, 2 hours education. Retention, IGAs. Oh, I already went over the person. So your action steps, scheduling your second party. Busy versus being effective. So busy being busy equals scrolling through Facebook and social media, sorting your contacts, thinking about the business. How much of that stuff generates income?
None.
None. So being busy versus being effective. Okay? So now we're going to go into effective. That was being busy. Now we're going to go into effective. Reaching out to 3 people per day. So your guys' goal is to reach out to 3 people per day. What was my goal when I got started?
10.
3 people a day.
Mine was to get 3 people a day on the phone with my upline. Yours is just to reach out to 3 people. Follow-up conversations, presentations, and sampling. So that's the difference between being busy and being effective. Those are our action steps right there. Here's our focus. Focus on what you can control, okay? Sales cycle, network, prospect, present, follow up, okay? That's your sales cycle, is network, prospect, present, and follow up, okay? Network.
Could you repeat? Thank you.
Yep, sales cycle. Your sales cycle is network, prospect, present, and follow up. So here's the things that you cannot control. All you can do is focus on what you can control. Can you guys focus on people's decisions?
No.
Can you guys focus on someone who joins?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you guys control someone who joins?
Nope.
Can you control someone if someone is a leader?
I'm not sure.
No.
No. Do we want people to be leaders?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we want them to be leaders because we found the one that can actually go out there and lead people? Heck yeah, we want them to be.
Yes.
So, out of all that stuff that you can't control, here's what we must focus on. What can you control?
Our actions.
Your actions, your activity. You cannot control anybody's start date, but what you can control is your activity. So, what I lacked in skill, I made up in numbers. Okay? What I lacked in skill, I made up in numbers. So, if I only could get 1 out of 10 people, but I wanted 10 people into my business, 10 promoters into my business, or 10 customers, if I wanted 10 promoters and I knew that I had to talk to 10 to get 1, how many people did I have to talk to get 10 people into my business?
100.
100. So what I lacked in skill, I made up in numbers. Now, would you guys believe that probably out of every 10 people I talk to now, I could probably get 5 or 6?
Yes.
Yes.
Would you guys believe that?
Yep.
Did the economy change?
No.
Did the world change?
No.
Oh, the Democrats must have got their hands on all this stuff, huh? There was something. What changed? Repetition, 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 repetition. I got better and better and better. So, safety in numbers. I would safety numbers 10 to 9. Nose. Law of averages. So that basically is what the law of averages. When you talk to enough people, a ratio will appear. Okay. So why? Because you get better for learning, talking to small amounts of people. So guys, put it this way. Now when I talk to people, what level of learning do you feel that I'm in? With VI, with promoting, with talking to customers, with standing up in front of a room and doing a presentation, or jumping on this unprepared and doing this. What level of learning do you think I'm in?
Unconscious competent.
Unconsciously competent. It's just so repetitious to me. And it's really funny because I remember when I was doing this, we didn't have Zoom back in the day. We actually had conference calls. And I remember Nick had me jump on a conference call in the middle of everybody and start sounding off. And I stuttered so bad my first one. And all I had to do was say my first and last name and my daily activities for that day. And guys, I was so nervous to talk in front of everybody, I couldn't even pronounce my own name. It was so embarrassing. And I was doing it in front of my wife. Well, actually, she was my girlfriend at the time, so it wasn't really earning any brownie points or any male dominant points, you know what I mean? I was so nervous. I didn't know what to say. I was worried what everybody else was going to what about me.
Same.
I was so worried what everybody else was going to think about me. I was wondering if my numbers were better than everybody else's. I always was worried about what everybody else was doing. So, that right there is, I was easily in probably level 1 learning. And the more I kept going at it, the more I just got better. Second level of learning, third level of learning. Then I get to fourth level of learning. And what's the most fun thing about the fourth level of learning in this business? Remember I said something last week? I don't know if it caught anybody's attention. What happens when you're in the fourth level of learning in this particular industry, in this business?
You have fun.
Yeah, you have fun, but you get to what?
Write your own paycheck.
Write your own paycheck.
Do I get a customer for that? No.
Write your own paycheck. Guys, how many of you guys are experts or in the fourth level of learning at your job?
I am.
Me.
Could you imagine if you were a teacher and in the fourth level of learning, every single kid that you taught, whenever they got their job, you got 2% of their income? Wow. You guys ever think about that?
Wow, wow, wow.
Wow.
That'd be a lot.
What if you're a teacher, and let's say it's 1%. What if you're a teacher and every single kid that you taught, that you put your heart, soul, and energy into, what if every single kid that you taught, you got 1% of their income?
Easy
I'd become a
street.
teacher.
Now, granted, it would take forever unless we opened up child labor laws and started getting kids to work. You know, I mean, you'd have to wait till like their fourth grade all the way till there. But you know, Diane, what would your paycheck look like for every single person that you've taught to get 2% to 5% of their paycheck right now?
See, about 15 times 12 times however many jobs they have and however much money they make. It would be
tens of thousands a month, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And would it ever stop?
No.
When would it stop?
When I die.
When they die, when everybody else dies. Guys, did that just connect the two dots for you guys? You and your promoters? How many people do you want to go teach now to go get $300 in free product and to go put 10 to 15 business partners into their business?
Everyone with a heartbeat.
How many of you guys want to hurry up and go get to that third and fourth level of learning so you can go out there and start doing that on your own?
Right. Me.
How many people want to be in a position that I'm doing right now, doing this with your team in the next year?
Me.
Have you visualized that? Can you visualize yourself doing it?
Yes.
Can you visualize yourself at a national event, writing out your ambassador speech and telling your ambassador speech, bawling like a little baby?
Yes.
It's that type of stuff that you do. This is fun. I mean, this is fun. I mean, I'm actually loving that outline because otherwise I just babble like an idiot. Now I actually just get to read off this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is all the stuff that we used to do. So let's move along through law of averages. Talking to small amounts of people can be the demise of your potential in this industry. So talking to small amounts of people can be okay, here you go. So talking to small amounts of people can be the demise of your potential in this industry. So because you're talking to small amounts of people, that means that you're not filling your funnel. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to constantly be talking to people constantly because you're constantly, when you're filling your funnel, that means you're simply just planting seeds. So what you really have to do is you have to be a pearl diver. You have to be a pearl diver is literally you just you can picture that you've got a whole big bucket full of oysters. Okay. Now, does every oyster have a pearl in it?
Yes.
No.
No.
Every oyster does not have a pearl in it. Otherwise, Morna, I would not be on a call with you guys right now doing this. I would be literally collecting all the oysters in the whole world, and I think it's every other so many, there's a pearl in an oyster. And so how people shuck and search for oysters is they grab an oyster, shuck it, no pearl. Do they quit? Or do they just shuck it, chuck it, and then go to the next oyster and open it up? So would you go through 100 oysters to find one pearl? You'd go through 1,000 to find one pearl. It's
Right.
exact the same thing as here, except for in our line of business, you have to go through 100 people to find one ace. And if you find one ace in each leg, guess how much you're making?
No idea.
About $15,000 to $20,000 a month. If you found one ace out of 100 people in all 3 legs, and you're making $10,000 to $15,000 a month, would it be worth hearing 297 no's to find your 3 aces? Absolutely. But you can't concentrate on those 2. You got to go for the no's almost. Or, you got to go for the no's. So fill your funnel, action step. Make sure that you're, connecting as many of these folks as possible. But you got to be aggressive sometimes. Listen, I don't care if you do this or not, but I got my friend here. You really got to talk to them. They're going to help you answer or point you in the right direction. I'd love to hear you hear it directly from the horse's mouth. So promoting the expert. Who is the expert for your personal prospect?
Upline.
My upline.
Anyone who's been involved longer than you.
Oh.
What is their purpose?
To share their story.
To move context forward by sharing their story. So you guys can actually be the expert for anybody else that somebody else wants to connect. But what a lot of folks don't realize is sometimes somebody's got to be exposed 4 or 5 times before they even make a purchasing decision. Right. We get upset and we start bitching. Whoops, sorry if anybody's got kids on there. Sorry, potty mouth, not professional. We get upset when we talk to somebody the first time or they go to the very first challenge party and they don't sign up. As it takes 4 or 5 exposures for somebody to make a purchasing decision with this. And I believe actually in Sales 101, somebody might be able to answer this for me that's in sales. It might even be like the average person needs to see something 12 times before they make a purchasing decision. Anybody in sales know that statistic? No.
I thought it was 8, but 12 seems reasonable.
8 to 12. In our business, sometimes it's 4 to 5. And the reason why it's less is why? Because they know you. They trust you. You've already built up a trust. The majority of folks that you're talking to. Now, if you're talking to a cold contact, somebody that you met in Walmart, now you're back up to the 8 to 12 contacts. So the purpose of the expert is to move the prospect forward. It's not always to sign them up right then and there. But if you bring an expert on the line, what is your job to do? Put yourself on mute and shut up. So when do I use them? Anytime you are stuck with one of your prospects, here's how you promote them. Tell a fact, and come from the heart. So here's how you promote an expert. Tell a fact, and from the heart. So if I was, if I wanted to bring Franny on to the call here, I would say something like, Franny's actually lost. How much are you down now, Franny? She's on mute.
It's like 40.
40? Okay, so here's Franny. She's down 40 pounds. She's got $300 in free groceries every single month. And she is a mommy and a wife and absolutely amazing. So it's fact, heart. Fact, heart. She's one of the company's newest 3 for free Premier Kit earners, blah, 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 blah. Do you need Josh Quady on the call to talk to somebody about getting on a Premier Kit? Do you need myself to talk to somebody about jumping on a Premier Kit?
No.
Or getting on a kit?
No.
Do you guys want me to sometimes because you feel like I'm the one with the golden tongue that knows everything?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Everybody feels like that. How many of you guys know that I will actually be a disadvantage and a disservice to be on the phone with your customer?
No. How come?
Because
Sometimes.
where are they going to go up from there?
Oh, nowhere. I don't know.
Nick Sarnicola?
Sarcola, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. Oops.
You want your customer, you even want some of your promoters, like some of your higher level influencers. Yeah, you might want to have them on the phone with me. But you want your brand new people, your prospects that want to come on as a promoter, you want them talking to people like Diane that's getting free product. Okay, people like Mark that's got what was it, $300 and 300 points or whatever he gets per month, and that just helped a customer go out there and drop 22 pounds in 17 days. Mark is brand new. You want your people on the phone with Mark. You want your people on the phone with Shantae. You want your folks on the phone with, Krista, Katie, Rachel even. Even Adam. Adam's a doctor on here. You guys got a lot of access to a lot of folks. And, even Bree. Bree's down 40 pounds. The people that you have them on the phone with me, when you get them on the phone with me, it actually will scare people away sometimes. Because the moment that they ask me how much I made, and I tell them, they can't believe it. But can somebody believe that they can make $1,000 a month and get $300 in free groceries while being a full-time teacher, being a full-time mom, by being a full-time, just anything? What's more believable? Don't I never underestimate each one of your all's own stories. Like, sometimes you undervalue yourselves so much. Each one of you guys could do each other's calls. It's so crazy. So a three-way call. Most of the time, use an expert. It'll be via three-way call. Have an exact time for all parties that are available. Tell expert where prospect left off and their objective. So right before you call, hey, Mark, I got this guy I want you to talk to. He's this, he's that, he's that, he's that. These are objections, okay? You got time?
Or do.
Okay, perfect. Boom. I gave him the objection, 3 or 4 objections right away. Then I three-rate him right into my prospect. And then I put myself on mute after I edified. So link in guests, promote the guests, stay muted, speak only when asked. Dead silence is deliberate. So if I'm on the phone with one of your prospects, or somebody else is on the phone with one of your prospects, if they keep a dead silence, it's deliberate. It's intended to get the other person to talk. They're probably asking a question, and they want that person to start talking. Because really, whoever's asking the questions is in control of the conversation. So, action steps. Action steps, every single one of us right here. Connect three-way calls to your leaders, or with one of your folks there, with somebody that's been in longer than you. So connect three-way calls, I would probably say with your team leader, with your prospects that you cannot move forward. Action step number 1. Action step number 2, if you haven't done it already, schedule another 2-on-1. Guys, if you can't get people to come to you, it's time for you to come to them. At 2-on-1s, is that okay? Could that be considered a challenge party?
Yes, because there's 3.
Yeah. Could that, okay, let me rephrase that. Could that be considered a presentation? Sometimes just as effective as a challenge party, sometimes more effective. I had to build all my people up on 2-on-1s until I could actually get people to come to an actual party. So action steps. Connect new customers and promoters to Upline to ensure their next steps. Schedule your second challenge party. Continue connecting to 3 prospects per day. Okay? You guys got those?
Hey, Josh.
Yep.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah.
Connect your new customers and promoters to your upline to ensure their next steps. Actually, just make that number 1 and start all over. So make that number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Connect new customers and promoters to upline to ensure their next steps. Ready for number 2?
Yes.
Schedule your second challenge party. If you haven't scheduled your first one, schedule your challenge party. But I know everybody's already scheduled their first one, so.
Yep.
Continue connecting to 3 prospects a day. That's number 3. Number 4, connect three-way calls to your leader. The prospects that you can't move forward. And number 5, schedule another 2-on-1.
Okay. Hey, Josh, what's the difference between a 2-on-1 and a 3-way?
2-on-1 is when you're actually sitting down.
Okay.
3-way calls when you're just doing a 3-way call.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
Your week 2 goal is to get 2 customers and or 2 promoters. Okay? So your week,
Week.
what's that?
That's this week.
Yep, that's this week. So you guys see that page right there? Everybody see that? You guys want to take a screenshot on your phone? Go to the main thing, take a picture of that with your, you know what? I'll actually just take a picture. This is going to be in your AD. I'm going to take a picture just like I did last week, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
So I'm going to put that in there. So your week 2 goal is, now you know what gets really fun is how many people have somebody on the fence?
I
do.
Yeah.
You guys can actually start utilizing and having, that's going to start beeping bad. You guys can actually start having a lot of fun with when you start trying to get some promoters in, because whose business is this?
Ours.
Ours. So are you able to give away a few cases of neon? Are you guys able to give away
Little gift baggies.
$20 rebate? Are you guys able to give away anything to go out there and get promoters on?
Right.
Are you guys able to offer your services to get promoters on?
Yes.
For instance, I used to say this all the time to people, like, listen, I don't have a lot of influence with people. You have a lot of influence with people. If you actually lead me to the people, I am willing to work my butt off for you. How many people on here were willing to work super hard if they just had the people to go work with?
Right.
Me.
What do you think would happen if you told an influential person that? Oh, my hour's up. What will happen? Yeah.
Sorry. On your step 2 and step 5, you said schedule another 2-on-1. So maybe I got confused. What was the 2?
Sorry, say that one more time.
I had it down for step 2 was schedule another 2-on-1, but you said that for number 5 as well. So I don't know if I messed up somewhere.
No, yeah, it was good. Number 1 was connect new customers and promoters to Upline.
Right?
Number 2 was schedule your second challenge party.
Okay, that's it. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Where was I at? Okay, so an influential person has spent their whole life building up their network and building trust. Can you imagine if you told them that, hey, listen, you spent your whole life building the trust and everything like that. I'm willing to work my butt off for you. I'm willing to go out there, work with your network to make sure you're getting paid, you know, and make sure that you're compensated an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month. Or I'm willing to help you override this whole city of Holland. Okay? I'm willing to help you override this whole city of Traverse City, Saginaw, Michigan, you know, Detroit, Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, whatever. Make sense? So you guys have the power to do whatever you want. And you know what? It's perfectly okay to say, you know what? I am not 100% expert at this, but I am working with some of the top people in this industry, and I'm willing to work my butt off. So was today useful?
Yes.
Are you guys liking this action steps and the strategy type stuff?
Oh, heck yeah.
So much more funner. Okay, any questions?
Hey, Josh, are there no required vet trainings this week or recommended vet trainings this week?
I didn't see any on there. Let me go look at this again here. I was wondering the exact same thing myself. That was what I was wondering. Shantae.
Yes. Kyle. Yes, Josh.
Yes, here it is. Never mind. I was actually going to have you refer a couple ones because you've been really listening to that a lot. Okay. Actually, here. Okay. First, that video is, great job, Adam. Thank you. Focus on What You Can Control by Nick Sarnicola. Second is Three-Way Calls by Mike Craig. Now, these are all steps for this week. Three-Way Calls by Mike Craig. Third video is Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Rhonda Lucero. And the last one is go to lst.vi.com. This is not in vet. Okay, this is the website. Go to lst.vi.com and watch video number 4, Gathering Customers by Ashley Sarnicola.
I think that's on there.
I think it is too. I think it is too. But I wonder if that one might be the updated version.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
What was the one by Rhonda again, please?
Entrepreneur Roller Coaster.
Thank you.
What's Rhonda's last name?
Lucerno.
Lucero. Lucerno. So guys, make sure that you're getting with your upline shareholder, and I'm not going to be able to run your business for you guys, okay? I can be there to help. I'll be there for challenge parties, but you guys got to make sure that you're staying in high connection with your upline shareholders, okay? Buzzard, Rachel, Dave Sarkeesian, Jimmy, oh my gosh, who else do we got here? Pretty much that's everybody on this particular lid. Guys, your upline shareholder is so huge and so key in all this. George Guyett, because they've already been through all the rocky roads. They already know how to do the three-way calls. They already know how to get through all the obstacles. You know what I mean? They already know. They've already been through it all. They know how to use the waiting room. So it's so important to stay connected with your upline shareholder, because they can also help you recap on stuff that you've already done. They can also help you just with a little bit of the conversations. But I think this right here is helping you guys out a lot. The engagement and the activity, watching you guys all do this right here, right now, it's got to be something to do with the content and the way that this is laid out, because you guys are all literally, every single one of you guys, literally your growth has went through the roof. I don't know if you guys can feel it, but I can tell it already. Watching your Facebook posts, watching your attitudes, I've watched you guys take a huge leap of growth already just in the past week since we started doing this. Am I the only one, or can you guys feel this too? This is huge. So how are we going to go out there and get these customers or these promoters here for the week? How are we going to focus on getting this? Talking about it, studying about it, Zooming about it, or actually being about it?
Being about it.
Being about it. Just going out there and go fall on your face. Go out there and fall on your face. Who the heck cares? Focus on your activities, taking action. Okay? It does us no good to jump on this every single week to take an hour away from our families if we're not growing and doing those IGAs. If you have nobody in your business, we got to do those IGAs to do this, because otherwise the more that we veer off, the more that we tend to get disengaged, and the more that the business is like, all right, I'll plug in later. So guys, let's come to this next Sunday night, 8:30. I promise I won't make you guys wait another hour next week, so we can have you guys in bed by 9:30. So let's go out there and let's come together as a team. Let's do whatever it takes, and let's get on here and have some major victories next week at 9 o'clock. Next week at 8:30. Sound good?
Awesome.
Okay.
Hey,
Who's coming?
Perfect.
Who's coming with some victories next week?
Me.
I am.
Me.
This third week, it's going to happen. We're going to make this happen. So I love you guys. So proud of you guys. This has absolutely been amazing. This is the best one that we've had. This is going to get hot. Watch what happens. So who's going to get in that customer pool this week?
I will.
Who's going to bring on their promoter by Thursday? It's time to get clever, guys. Time to break some rules. So, all right, you guys have a great night. Get some sleep. I'm 10 minutes over. See you next Sunday.
You.
Fill up your parties. Fill up your parties. Keep me busy.